To win the title, I'm obviously I'm going down to 7th. I'm ruling United. I don't think Newcastle win it. I don't think Spurs will win it. I actually don't think Villa win it as much as I'm enjoying it, and I really, really am enjoying it. And I hope they continue to stay there and prove me wrong for one. They're just a breath of fresh air. I probably think the winners will come from City, Liverpool, or Arsenal. And I'm just going to stick by City. I said City at the start, and the reason I'm sticking by them, as I said earlier, Jeff, I just think when they get the better players, no Haaland at the weekend, obviously De Bruyne, Stones, they're key. I think these are key players on their side. I think once you get them back fit, I can see them going on a run. Listen, I hope and I actually think it'll be one of the best races we've had in years, and I want it to continue that way. But I just think sometimes I'm going with experienced guys that have been over the course and distance before, and they've been over it more than most. And as I say, I think if they get their key players back, I think they'll retain it.
But at the moment, I mean, Arsenal have got a 5-point gap to them.
Yeah.
And is it fair to say Arsenal are better equipped this season to stay the distance than they were last season?
Well, time will tell, but definitely, I mean, Declan Rice, there's somebody put one of the questions up there, is he a bargain at 100 million? I wouldn't go that far. I certainly wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't describe the MD a bargain at 100 million, but I'll tell you what, he's fitted into the team exactly the way Arteta would hope that he would, and the way a lot of people thought he would. I still probably question the out-and-out centre-forward thing. Users have picked up another goal at the weekend, headed at the back post. Havertz is hitting a bit of form, but I'm not sure. I still think they could be doing with somebody that would get them 25,
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people obviously are talking about an Ivan Toney coming in.
Yeah.
But where does that leave someone like Gabriel Jesus? How do you fit him in the side then?
Jesus, I think Jesus, maybe not ideal, but I certainly think he could play one behind in a 3. I'm not sure he's a number 10, but I think he could play off a side, definitely.
But whose place would he take then?
Well, who have they got playing there? Martinelli, Saka, Havertz is playing.
You can almost have too much of a good thing.
No, I agree with you, but you've got to have a strong squad. You need 18, 20 players. I'm already saying that City are missing Stones and obviously Haaland and De Bruyne, and people like they missed Rodri, who was key for them when he was out as well. So at the same time, City, Pep doesn't play all his top players every week, and I think if you want to compete at Champions League level and win the title, I think Arsenal are going to have to get a squad similar to that, where all your top players don't necessarily play every week.
I mean, Villa fans will say you're not mentioning us. We're a point off the top of the table right now. They've scored more goals than Arsenal. They've scored more goals than Liverpool. They're phenomenal at home. I mean, they could be this year's Leicester City, couldn't they?
Listen, after Leicester, Jeff, anything can happen. And Villa have already, I think they've beaten 3 of the 4 round about them. They've beaten Arsenal, they've beaten City, and they've beaten Tottenham. So, they have got, their fans have got every right to dream and every right to hope and believe. Absolutely. But I'm not sure whether just a wee bit of lack of experience might go against them. It didn't in Leicester's case, which was, if not the greatest, one of the greatest sports stories of all time. So after that, it's madness to rule anybody out, particularly a side like Aston Villa. But I just
look at their fixtures as well. Ali, you mentioned Sheffield United at home, then Manchester United away, which these days is a winnable game, then Burnley at home in the next 3.
Oh, brilliant. I mean, absolutely fantastic. And we did see their home forms, 14 or whatever it was, wins in a row. A little bit concerned about their away form if they wanted to maintain their challenge at the top. They're now picking up great victories away from home. Brentford was a tremendous result, one at Spurs. Sure, they're coming down to London and winning. So, having said all that I'm enjoying their football and they're great to watch, I just don't think, my own opinion is, they've got enough to win it this season. Time might prove me wrong, but the one thing I really want them to stay in there, because I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it up at the top just now. As I say, Palace going and taking a point at City, Man United getting all sorts of abuse for going defensive, but equally winning a point at Anfield. So I must admit, I think it's been a thrilling season so far, and I don't think it's going to stop now. I think we're going to get it all the way, mate.
And Liverpool, obviously, at times have ground out results this season, but that's what you've got to do at times if you're going to be champions.
I'm with you though. I think you've got a little bit of question mark over the midfield, and I'm with you. I don't know whether it maybe takes a little bit more time to settle. I think they've got good players in there. It was a problem I felt that was needing addressed, so it's been addressed to a certain degree. I don't think it's firing in all cylinders yet. You know, there is still time. The one thing I would say, you're right, they've only lost one game this season. Late goals at Fulham at home, late goals at Crystal Palace.
Yeah, they find a way, don't they, sometimes? I think they're missing Andy Robertson, by the way.
Without doubt.
You know?
Without doubt. Andy Robertson's been fantastic for them.
Yeah. By the way, I should say, Gavin, who's an Everton fan, says, if I put a top 4 team in my messages, you might read it out. No, Gav, we wouldn't. We really wouldn't.
No, they've been excellent. He's quite right. I mean, they've been some form, Everton. And it was interesting talking to Kevin before, and I didn't realise it until I looked at it. He's absolutely right. If they didn't get that 10-point deduction, they'd be sitting about, I think, 8th or something. It's amazing.
Yeah. I just want to mention Newcastle as well briefly. It's at 6th at the moment. We haven't mentioned them at all today. Bounced back, big win over Fulham at the weekend. And to come back after the difficulties they've had and the injuries they've had, I think it's a massive feather in Eddie Howe's cap if he needs another feather in his cap. I
would not be ruling them out top 4. And the reason for that is no European football, right? I know it's not ideal, clearly not ideal. Would have wanted at the very least Europa League, but having a free week, get injuries sorted out, and they'll have about 6 or 7 coming back, Jeff, and them at full strength. They could make a serious challenge and a late challenge for top 4. Wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, we all know what the St James's Park crowd is like. They sit 6th at the moment, Manchester United in 7th, and West Ham. We haven't had a single message from a West Ham fan today. There were so many of them who texted in or called in when you were beaten at Fulham saying your mate David Moyes needs to go. But when our mate David Moyes goes and wins 3-0 at the weekend, not a peep. Come on, guys. No mention of Rangers at the moment. You weren't with us at 6 o'clock. That's all you heard about.
I think you'll find we started with that. I think Agent 134. I think you'll find we started at 6 o'clock. You need to get up early. No, great victory for Rangers at the weekend. Was not a particularly exciting watch, the cup final, I've got to say. But you know something? It's all about picking up a piece of silverware, and Rangers did that and deserved it on their second half performance. Without being brilliant, I thought they were a better team. Aberdeen had a bit of pressure towards the end, but Rangers deserved the victory, I felt.
TalkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the TalkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. TalkSPORT.